Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are watching for the first time, nice to meet you. Welcome. My name is Simbulele. In today's video, I want us to briefly discuss the period calendar, how I've used it not to only just track my period, but to also avoid a mistimed pregnancy. Without wasting any time, let's get right into it. Whatever I say in this video is not in any way medical advice. If you're looking for medical advice, please speak to your doctor. So I started using the period calendar before I got married. The one that I use is called My Calendar. I have found it to be quite accurate. 90% of the time it is to the day. Before I got married, I used it mostly to just check my period, to check how long it will be, when it will start and when it will stop. However, when I got married, I also wanted to use it as a contraceptive. So although my husband and I are planning to have children in the future, we've just decided not to have any right now. And so I've also been using the calendar as a way to prevent a mistimed pregnancy. So even if we were to get pregnant right now, the pregnancy will still be very welcomed because we do want to have kids. It just would have happened at a time we do not plan for it to happen. Hence mistimed pregnancy and not unwanted pregnancy. So to start using my period calendar as a contraceptive, I actually consulted with a midwife. Shout out to you, NG, if you will ever see this. She actually took me through the calendar and she told me how I can use it if I want to get pregnant and if I want to avoid getting pregnant. Okay, so the first thing I want us to do is to have a look at the period calendar and see how we can use it and just familiarize ourselves with it. First, we'll have a look at the bigger numbers at the bottom. That is the date from the 1st of July to the 31st of July. The bigger numbers at the bottom, that is the date. The smaller numbers at the top, that is your menstrual cycle length days from the 1st to the 25th. My menstrual cycle is 25 days, 1 through 25. In June, my menstrual cycle was 25 days. Please remember that because we'll be focusing on these numbers more during this video. So the numbers at the top, the smaller numbers at the top, that is your menstrual cycle length. And in June, my menstrual cycle was 25 days. The pink bright squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, those are the days I'm actually menstruating. Day 1 to day 4 of my menstrual cycle, which is 25 days. The pale pink squares, that is when I am predicted to be menstruating next. That is my next period. The round shapes at the top here, that actually represents your egg. The full oval one on the 12th day, that is the day of my ovulation. The round circles with the white middle, these are my fertility window days. So how do I use the calendar as a period tracker? Every month when I start menstruating, I need to input into the calendar that my period has started. And every month when it ends, I need to indicate that my period has ended. And I need to do this for at least 6 months so that the predictions are more accurate and more precise. And then the calendar will actually give me notifications that my period is about to start. Your menstrual cycle is not the same as your period or the days that you are menstruating. Your menstrual cycle starts from the first day that you're menstruating to the day before your next period. So in the month of November, my menstrual cycle was 25 days. Started on the 3rd of November to the 27th of November. That's 25 days. The first day of menstruating to the day before my next period. And during that time, I was menstruating from the 3rd of November to the 6th of November. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days out of the 25-day menstrual cycle length. Ovulation. Ovulation is when the egg is released from the ovaries. You ovulate about 14 days before the start of a new menstrual cycle. To calculate your day of ovulation, you would have to minus 14 from the number of days of your menstrual cycle. As you can see here, in Feb, my menstrual cycle length was 25 days. 25 minus 14 is 11. I should have then ovulated on the 11th day of my menstrual cycle. Remember, we are focusing on the numbers on the top. However, my calendar shows that I actually ovulated on the 12th day of my menstrual cycle. This is because this may change from month to month and may differ from person to person. Ovulation doesn't always happen exactly 14 days before your next menstrual cycle. It could be 12 days before, 13, 14, 15 or 16 days. So it's 14 plus or minus 2 days. The fertility window, these are the days you are most likely to fall pregnant if you have vaginal sex without protection. The fertile window is the 5 days leading up to ovulation. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And your ovulation day plus the day after ovulation. So if you are looking to get pregnant, this is the time you should be having sex. To maximize your chances of getting pregnant, do not wait to have sex on your ovulation day. You need to start having sex before you ovulate or release the egg. This is because the sperm can last for about 2 to 5 days in the female body, and the egg lives for about 12 to 24 hours. So if you want to have sex during your fertile window but you still do not want to get pregnant, you can either use protection, that is the male or the female condom, or number 2, you can use the pull-out method. Now this is when your husband or your partner has to pull out before he ejaculates inside of you. This one is very, very risky, especially if the pull-out game is not very strong, as pre-cum also contains sperm and you may fall pregnant just from pre-cum. But if you absolutely do not want to fall pregnant, you can also abstain from having sex during this time. Abstinence is your best contraceptive. It has a 99.99999% success rate. I say this because Mary still got pregnant without any sexual relations. But really, abstinence will be the best way to avoid pregnancy during this time. So when are my safe days? When are the days that I am least likely to fall pregnant if I have sex with no protection? Before I share this, guys, it's very important that you use your own calendar and you input your own data for at least 6 months before you can use the calendar as a contraception. But usually day 1 of your menstrual cycle, remember we're looking at the numbers at the top, day 1 of your menstrual cycle to day 7 of your menstrual cycle, on those days you are considered not to be fertile and you are least likely to fall pregnant, even though during this time you might be bleeding. I am bleeding from day 1 to day 4, and during this time I choose not to have any sexual relations. On day 5, I have a very low chance of getting pregnant, so that means I can have sexual intercourse without any protection. That's day 1 to day 7. However, guys, it differs from person to person. That is why you need to have your own calendar. Because for me, on day 7, I had a medium chance of getting pregnant. This is also why I love this calendar. It shows you when you have a low chance of getting pregnant, when you have a medium chance of getting pregnant, or when you have a low chance of getting pregnant, right? Day 20 to your next menstrual cycle, you are considered safe. These are the days that you can have sexual intercourse without getting pregnant. As you can see, for me, as I said, it differs from person to person. As you can see, for me, my low chance of getting pregnant starts on the 17th day and not on the 20th day. So it does differ from person to person. So for me, I choose to have sex without protection on the days that it says low chance of getting pregnant. And just to be extra careful, I will also use protection or the pull-out method when I have a medium chance of getting pregnant. I hope that is clear. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. That's it for today. I hope you learned something from this video. If you have any comments, please leave them down in the comment section, or questions. If you found this helpful, please give it a like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Goodbye.